it up, pump it up.
Trae.
Come on, come on.
With Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
It's the day with
This is the day to gain inspiration, to make a positive change in the nation. We're inviting you to partake in conversation to raise your vibration. It's the day that we will all celebrate all of our peeps that make this thing elevate. Watch the negative fade away, cause it's the day with Trae.
Grand Rising, everyone. Welcome to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. I want to welcome you to a thankful Thursday. Shout out to you, Mom, for that one. So glad to be with you all. Of course, we do have an amazing Thursday in the works for y'all. You know, every Thursday we have our resident stylist, Jerica T, bringing us some finds that we can all buy with our This and That Thursday. So I'll be able to connect with her. And we also have Amber Sijuwade joining us from Nigeria. So she will be joining us from the StreamYard link here. You know, we can connect to everybody all over the globe here on the Day with Trae. Really excited to talk to her about her work as a curator and an independent journalist and how she's really bringing some of the ties that she had here in the Pacific Northwest to the community there in Nigeria. So excited that she's joining us. And then later in the show, we got Rob Ross joining us. He's going to be telling us about all the work that he's bringing to community. So y'all know it is a jam-packed Thursday. Of course, it is the top of the show. So this is the perfect time to go ahead and tag and share this stream with folks who you feel could benefit from a daily dose of dopeness right here on the Day with Trae. And if you can't watch our show, don't worry, we still got you covered because you can listen to us anywhere you find your favorite podcast. Just search Converge Media Network and the Day with Trae. You'll find me on whichever platform is your favorite. So go ahead and search for us. You'll find us there. Well, of course, I get excited because up next, we got Jerica T in the building with another This and That Thursday, y'all. All right. What's up, Jerica?
Hey, Trae, how are you?
Good. It's always good to have you here. And, you know, every time you do not disappoint. So it looks like we have a special piece on display today. Tell us more.
Yes, we do. One of the things that I want to definitely bring and use my voice for is uplifting Black business that we have here in Seattle, right? So there is this fabulous guy, Richard Burnett. He hails from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, but he's here with us in Seattle, and he has a gorgeous, beautiful watch brand that he has brought to us. And have you, I mean, everybody wears watches, right? Like, it's just a piece.
It's a piece.
Even with your accessories, everything that you're going to wear. He has men's accessories, women's accessories, unisex. And this one that I brought today is a unisex piece. It comes in a bigger face as well. You can get aqua. I mean, all the different colors. It comes in this really beautiful powder blue, all of the colors you can imagine he has, and these woodworkings as well. I want to get this out of here so you can get into that watch, okay?
Well, yeah. Plus, I love a good box too. I mean, that's one of those sturdy boxes that you would keep. So you would probably keep this watch right there in that box, keep the dust off of it, you know, utilize the box for a wide variety of things and make sure that you know, have something good to keep that watch in. So this is really nice here.
Isn't that beautiful?
So this is a wood band.
Yes. And it has your gold metal workings in there. A lot of the brands, or a lot of his watches, have the different colors. You can get two-tones, you can get gold, also in silver, but it is wood. It's going to be very quality, and you're going to get that gemstone or that crystal-like color in the face there. So anyone can wear these watches. If you have a Black business, please reach out to me as well so that I can go ahead and get you on This and That Thursdays, because I really want to uplift this guy. He's really great. His motto is success beyond measure. So it's just a lot of uplifting things about the brand, and it makes you feel good to know that we're supporting Black business as well.
Well, absolutely. And this is a message that we carry all throughout the year, not just during Black History Month. So thank you for uplifting this amazing Black business, but also the craftsmanship is not just, sometimes people are like, well, I'm going because I want to, but no, you would spend your money on a quality piece, and that to know that we can go in and circulate our dollars in Black community and still be able to get those quality pieces we're looking for
Absolutely.
is so important and key. Y'all, this is a really fine gem here, let me tell you. And I love this green. I love that you brought the green in. I love the green and gold. It looks really well, but it also looks really sturdy and durable, which is what you need in a watch.
And expensive.
Yeah.
It looks so quality and expensive, and it is as well. And it wears well. It's not irritable. It's adjustable as well. So again, our Burnett brand, and it's .com if you're online, and our .Burnett brand if you are searching him on social media. But you can find so many things that I know you're gonna love.
Jerica, always a gem to have you with us. Thank you so much for uplifting this Black business and always bringing us some finds we can use. Thanks again.
You're welcome, Trae.
Oh my goodness, y'all. You know what? It never fails. Jerica is always going to set us off right. But of course, I'm really excited because up next, we're going to continue in this excitement with Amber Sijuwade. She is coming from, again, Nigeria. She's coming next, and we're going to be talking about how she's bringing her sense of community from here in the Pacific Northwest all the way to Nigeria. Y'all don't want to miss this story. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
What's up, Seattle, Rose City, Big Boise, Spokane, T-Town? I see you every weekend on Back to Besa. And of course, I'm bringing you stories from all over the PNW. You already know your girl's keeping it real everywhere I go. And of course, you can stream current episodes right now on the Fox Local app, available on your smart TV.
You on my mind a lot. Don't need no time watch. I don't know how I got you in my pocket spot. Yeah, that's babe, use you every day. You seem like the barging down. Got my heart no barging in. From the bed to the floor to the couch. Might wake the neighbors up. Break you in and break you out. In the end, we gon' make a child. Then we gon' hit the show. Part 2, we don't need no pause. Misty, we gon' get tipsy. Don't need a power shot.
Copy my steel. Face the fact that. Copy my steel. Face the fact that.
Africa Town Plaza is our latest affordable housing development project. It's 126 units of affordable housing over community commercial space.
It's the first time in my career, and I've been doing this for 10 years, that I was able to design for people who look like me.
Africa Town Plaza is a beacon of hope.
Africa Town Plaza is a love letter to the community.
Welcome back, everyone, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Joining me right now is Amber Sijuwade. Hi, Amber. Oh, we can't hear you now. I don't know what happened. Are you muted?
How about now? Good morning.
There we go. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us all the way from Nigeria. I want to start off because you have some ties here in the Pacific Northwest. And so I know a lot of folks are probably wondering, how was it to transition your life over to Nigeria? Let's start there.
Okay, well, it's true. I am from Seattle, born and raised in Seattle, and even lived in Seattle a lot of my adult life. And first of all, I'd like to thank you, Trayana, for this opportunity to even be here and share and reconnect in another way with folks from home in Seattle. This show is something that keeps me connected while I'm here in Nigeria to what's going on back home in Seattle. But I first connected to Nigeria because I have family members who live here. They live in Lagos. My father's from Nigeria, but I wasn't connected to my family here until I was a much more mature adult. So the first time I came for a few months and met my aunts and my uncle and all my cousins here, and spent about 3 months. And that was also the time that I decided to tap into an interest that I had, which was in contemporary African art. And I was able to design an internship for myself with Nigeria's largest collector of art in Nigeria, possibly all of Africa. Prince Yemisi Shilon, who at that time had over 7,000 pieces in his collection. This is back in about 2011, 2012. And so I connected to Nigeria and to the continent for the first time in that way. But eventually I came back. So instead of a visit, this was a move. And at that time, I was part of a new family. I was a new wife and a new mother, and moving to a new city, which is Ibadan, where I am now. And this is Nigeria's third largest city. So the largest is Lagos, followed by the capital, Abuja, and then here, Ibadan, which is about 2 hours northwest of Lagos. And it was all very new. A lot of new things happening at the same time, and quite a transition. And to be honest, it took me a few years to really feel like I got my footing here. It took a lot of curiosity, a lot of asking questions and looking and exploring to really find the things I needed to feel comfortable and settled. But I do feel that way now, and I've been here a while.
Well, it's amazing too, because I think that, you know, having discussions like this help to kind of break down the barriers as folks are, you know, there's a lot of people that are like, okay, what does dual citizenship look like? You know, hey, should I just go and stay for a while? Do I need a visa to stay? So there's so many different questions. So it's great to hear that you had family that you were able to connect with there to kind of get your feet planted in Ibadan. So tell us a bit about how you then took some of the experience from your internship into some of the work that you're doing now.
Yeah, well, that was an amazing introduction to the arts community here in Nigeria. Interning with Prince Shilon opened quite a few doors, as you might imagine, since he is such a great collector. Being affiliated with him allowed me to connect with a lot of different artists, some of the greatest and most renowned modern artists, to all the way to some of the newest and youngest contemporary artists here in Nigeria as well. And it had actually, before I came, it was something that I had been thinking about how to transition into, because I don't really have a professional background or an academic background in curating or specifically in the study of visual art. So it was such a gift to be welcomed into that space and make those connections and then maintain them over time to now develop a few projects here in Ibadan.
Well, that's really great to hear, because I think, you know, you had the foresight to say, look, I'm going to create this internship and then like utilize those contacts in a way that, you know, is still being beneficial, not only to you, but to the artist community there in Nigeria. Tell us a bit about how you kind of took some of your community organizing work from here. I know you were part of Emoja Peace Center in Africa Town, and that's a huge part of what your community was while you were here in Seattle. Tell us a bit about how you took some of the, you know, nodes and pillars of the work you were doing here over there to Nigeria.
Yeah, absolutely. That time period is still very dear to me, and I learned so much from working in community with some really amazing people. I was one of the earlier members of the Peace Center, and first, and lived not far from where it was, just less than 2 blocks away, and just encountered it in the neighborhood as things were moving there, and met Baba Omari Tahir outside as he was taking care of the grounds, and just kind of got brought in there and got to help renovate the space, and also help with some of the initiatives that we were developing in the space, mostly focused towards youth and providing a space at a time where community spaces and community resources were not readily available for young people. And we were also experiencing some very heartbreaking and rampant youth violence. And so it was really a very energizing space to step into, and also it helped me see the spirit in action of making a way. You know, we took 2 abandoned homes and turned them into a community center where youth actually felt empowered to come in and design their own programs, where artists felt comfortable coming and having shows and performances. There were community gatherings. I helped to manage our peace garden. It was just so active and so much energy there. But really at the core of it was, you know, as a community, identifying what are the issues that we can come together and solve, and then using our creativity and ingenuity and our energy to create those solutions and bring them to life.
Yeah, that's something that we're experiencing still, the effects of and the planting of that, because it really created some strong roots that you know, we're continuing to feed off of this very day and grow from. And so it's great to hear that you had such a strong foundation of community building, but you really were able to blend the two when you started really finding ways for Nigerian artists there to participate in some of the artworks here. Tell us more about that.
Sure. So one thing I'll say, I call myself a community-based curator based on that experience that I had at the Peace Center. And the reason I add that title to the title of curator is because it's really solutions-based curating, art curating. So the exhibitions that I've developed here are really addressing some of the issues that I see and some of the areas of lack that I see here in Nigeria. So where I am in Ibadan, in Nigeria at this point, the main arts hub is Lagos. But there are a lot of amazing artists here in Ibadan, and there aren't many platforms for them to show their work. So the first exhibition that I started here is a contemporary arts exhibition. It's a rotating exhibition. And in the past 2 years, we've shown over 60 artists and just given them a space and a platform to have exhibitions of their work. Another program that I put together was a performance festival for a week here in Ibadan. And the goal of that, not only to provide performance to the community, because all the performances happened outside in public spaces, but also to kind of reawaken some of the artistic legacy that I think is very easy to forget. Nigeria has an amazing arts history, and Ibadan in particular in the modern area is the hub of the artistic and intellectual art spaces that, and some of the arts greats that we know today. Even people like Chinua Achebe, who's the author of Things Fall Apart, Wole Soyinka, who's a Nobel Peace Prize winning author, artists like Bruce Onobropea. They're some of our greats that we're all here together, many, many more, all here together in Ibadan. So trying to kind of reawaken that spirit of this place and bringing it into that legacy and into the contemporary art space. But when it comes to Seattle now, because I've been able to stay connected to things that are happening there, it's been a really amazing opportunity to link contemporary artists to some of the opportunities in Seattle. So there have been artists that I've worked with here in Nigeria who've been in exhibitions at Wanawari. And then, which is so exciting, there have been artists who were selected to be part of the Africatown Plaza permanent collection of visual arts that will be in the building when it opens up. And it's such a full circle moment for me to have artists that I've worked with here in Nigeria be part of something that connects back to that space in the community work that I was part of at the Peace Center.
Yeah, this for me is so exciting, Amber, that you've been able to not only continue your connections here, but to, you know, really grow roots there and find ways to connect them all. But it's such an inspiring story, and I'm looking forward to the day with Trae being able to showcase some of those artists in the future.
Yes.
And really have this global connection, because that's what this is all about for me, is uplifting the brilliance that we have all over the world. So thank you for being a conduit for that, for the day with Trae, so that we can have a pathway and we now have an open door to keep on
Absolutely.
shining a bright light on that amazing talent. Of course, if folks want to continue to stay connected to some of the work you're doing, share some of the ways that folks can stay connected with you.
Sure. You can follow, I have two Instagram pages that are active right now. One is called Arnheim Collection, and that's the name of the rotating group exhibition that I mentioned that shows emerging and contemporary artists. So on Instagram, it's at Arnheim Collection, and that's ARNHEIM. COLLECTION, Arnheim Collection. And then the second one is from the Performance Arts Festival that I mentioned, which is called Continuum. And the page is at continuum.ibadan. And Ibadan is IBADAN.
Amber, it's been such a pleasure to connect with you once again while you're over there in Nigeria. Thank you again for the work that you're doing there and for continuing to stay connected. And to be honest, it's an honor to hear that the Day with Trae is one of the ways that you stay updated about what's going on here in the Pacific Northwest. Thank you so much for being a supporter and for being on with me today. It was a pure pleasure.
Yes, thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely. Oh, y'all, I'm telling you, we have amazing stories. And honestly, it is going to continue because up next, we got Rob Ross in the building. I'm going to be talking to him. There's a little specialty here because, we're going to go to have a little throwback discussion too. So I'm excited that Rob is in the building, giving us some details on all the things he has going on. Y'all don't want to miss this. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Africatown Plaza is our latest affordable housing development project. It's 126 units of affordable housing over community commercial space.
It's the first time in my career, and I've been doing this for 10 years, that I was able to design for people who look like me.
Africatown Plaza is a beacon of hope.
Africatown Plaza is a love letter to the community.
Seattle Opera presents X, The Life and Times of Malcolm X. The story of one of the most misunderstood figures in U.S. history comes to McCall Hall for an exceptional night at the opera. Pulitzer Prize-winning composer Anthony Davis produces an American classic with influences from classical music, jazz, pop, blues, and more. Don't miss X, The Life and Times of Malcolm X, February 24th through March 9th at McCall Hall. Details at seattleopera.org.
Welcome back, everyone, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Joining me right now is Rob Ross, the founder of United Business Connection. What's up, Rob?
Everything's good. How you doing?
I'm great. Well, we got to start off with this because, y'all, we just now realized something today. Rob, you were on literally on February 22nd in 2021? 2022. So 2 years ago.
2 years ago. A
You
friend
were-
of mine.
Wow. And we were talking about a vendor's market then.
Yeah, that's when I was started. That's about when we started. I want to say we might have started right before that, but that's around the same time we getting fresh start.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, this is so great because you have continued over these 2 years to provide opportunities for businesses. Tell us more about how United Business Connection has grown in those 2 years.
Well, it's kind of ironic because when we started it off, it was just only about us doing the business for businesses to connect, right? But as we were going, we started realizing that there was more. I could say that we changed our gear a little bit. So now we're taking it to a point where it's actually going to be youth and family outreach as well, because we know that all that's connected. That's what I do anyway. When I bring people out, I'm bringing it out for the youth to be there with their parents. I'm trying to make sure we have that family feel when you come to this event. So I'm really excited right now where I'm going with this.
Well, that's really great. And there's oh my goodness, it's beautiful because there's such a need, right? And we know that we can't expect schools to do it all. We can't expect mentorship groups to do it all. So we need more in this space. What are some of the things that you're excited about in terms of expanding it in that regard?
Well, I'm excited about the fact that I realized that it's a whole and not just like as I started it off when I told you before I came here a couple of years ago. The reason why I started is because I wanted to make sure that when these businesses are to get together, they're in a environment when everybody's together. So you don't have to walk over here to do a part. You don't have to go back here, because what happens is when you're in an event, there's so many different spaces and so many different places sometimes, because you get that feeling changes. So that means like you got to pick where you want to be. So that was the whole concept of that, right? But then once I started doing that, so I realized that I'm doing something for the kids I got the Seattle Aquarium. They partnered up with me. I got the Seattle Public Health partnered up with me. I got a group called Weld. So it's just a different, it feels good right now. It's just, I love what I'm doing.
Well, partnerships are so key to that. And I think you're right too, when you think about providing robust opportunities for everyone to be in space together.
Yes.
And, vendor markets are just some of the things that I think have really exploded in terms of us being able to identify how many dope businesses we have in our community. What are some of the things that you've been able to do to bring these opportunities to business owners and make sure they stay showcasing their services and products?
Well, I started off in promoting and doing shows and things of that nature. So what I've been able to do for them is to teach them how to, or I could say to teach them, just allow them to understand how to promote their business and how to get heard and be seen, and let them understand the fact that sometimes you might go to a vendor's event and you might have only did a bare minimum of a couple $100. And then some people are feeling like they lost, but they didn't really lose, because if you have your cards there, and if you have your QR codes where they can tap into these things, if you have all these things when they come to you, you don't lose, because when you beat these people, they're going to go away and they're going to remember you, and they'll be able to go back and call you or track you on the internet. So these are things I've been showing.
Yeah, I think awareness is key. I mean, right? And so like these events really provide an opportunity for folks to be aware of your existence first off. And then what are you providing, right? Is it a product? Is it a service? Is it something that's like, oh man, they got some dope designs. I got that one color hoodie. Next time I want to get the next color. Or hey, when I get paid, I'm gonna go ahead and hit them up online and try to get another one. So you're right about the different ways that it can splinter off. Just having that one connection and that opportunity to showcase what they do. For me, I love going to vendor markets, and folks know I walk away with several bags because it's hard for me to choose sometimes, especially if there's some really dope designs with black hoodies. I'm almost always like, oh, I get drawn to certain things. What are some of the ways that you've been able to see and receive community being in these spaces and getting those connections? What are some of those top things that really have popped out for you?
Well, I like to say I have an event that's on the 24th of this month. So this Saturday. So there's an event this Saturday. We're going to be at the LIMS. I do is when I go in, like you said, I go in there and I always try my best to make sure I buy something from one of the vendors. But this is one of my biggest things. I don't just want to support your stuff because you're doing it. I want to support it because it's good. So, sometimes I go around, I check things, and if it's something I've seen it somewhere else, or it's a normal piece, I don't do that. So, but I do also encourage everybody that comes in to make sure they hit every booth so they can check and see what's going on. So,
all right. Well, this Saturday at Lim's Bookstore, right there in Rainier, off of Rainier. What time is the event, right?
It's 1 to 5 p.m. and we have free food for the first people that coach. For a couple, about 100 people, I think I got food for 100 people. So, if you come on in and get you some food, I have aquarium tickets too for the kids. So so you bring your families out, bring your kids out. You can get it for your grandkids, your nieces, nephews. We want you guys to start getting that experience. So, the Seattle Aquarium said they're going to start coming to the events and actually sitting out there and telling people about the aquarium itself and about the going out there to see the ocean and things like that. So send them some field trips.
Nice, Rob. You're bringing some great stuff to community. Thank you so much for all the hard work that it takes to pull these vendor markets together. I know because I have done it. It is not for the faint of heart. So thank you again. Of course, if folks want to just give them the details one more time, I want you to look right there in the camera. Let them know where they need to be this Saturday.
So this Saturday, we'll be at Lim's Bookstore It'll be 1 to 5. We have free food. We have great information. We have the Seattle Public Health there. They're going to be passing a hygiene package. We got the dental people there setting up appointments for you. We got Whale of Seattle. We got the Team Redeem's going to be in the building. So it's going to be a festive event. And also, I want to make sure I shout out Lim's Bookstore also, because it's a historical bookstore that we need to always support that bookstore. If you want some good Black literature, go check them out. They're going to be doing things again starting March. So this is a special time for us to be there because it's really not open right now. So we're just in there because it's our story. So,
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Huge shout out to Limbs. They keep on providing amazing space in the community for culture to thrive and exist. Rob, thank you for all the work, and thanks for being with me again on the same day, 2 years later.
Like I said, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Oh, y'all, I'm going to wrap all of this up right after this short break. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
What's up, Seattle, Rose City, Big Boise, Spokane, T-Town? I see you every weekend on Back to Besa. And of course, I'm bringing you stories from all over the PNW. You already know your girl's keeping it real everywhere I go. And of course, you can stream current episodes right now on the Fox Local app, available on your smart TV.
You on my mind a lot, don't need no time watch. I don't know how I got you in my pocket spot. Yeah, that's babe, use you every day. You seem like the barging down, got my heart no barging in. From the bed to the floor to the couch, might wake the neighbors up. Break you in and break you out. In the end, we gon' make a child. Then we gon' hit the show. Part 2, we don't need no pause. Misty, we gon' get tipsy, don't need a power shot.
Copy my steel. Face the fact that. Copy my steel. Face the fact that.
Africa Town Plaza is our latest affordable housing development project. It's 126 units of affordable housing over community commercial space.
It's the first time in my career, and I've been doing this for 10 years, that I was able to design for people who look like me.
Africa Town Plaza is a beacon of hope.
Africa Town Plaza is a love letter to the community.
Welcome back, everyone, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. What a thorough Thursday and thankful Thursday for sure. Huge shout out to all of my guests. Jerica T, always bringing us some unique finds there. So make sure y'all follow that watch creator. I'm definitely going to be looking for some additional colors in that watch brand. And also huge shout out to Amber Sijuwade for joining all the way from Nigeria and giving us an inspiring story about how she is taking her Pacific Northwest connections all the way to Nigeria to continue to provide opportunities for artists there. And of course, huge shout out to Rob Ross for bringing together businesses through United Business Connection. Make sure y'all go down there to Lim's Bookstore this Saturday, 1 to 5 p.m. It sounds like there's going to be not only amazing vendors, but also amazing resources. Y'all know I'm just inspired by what folks share here. And this is really an opportunity to spotlight inspiring stories so that you can be inspired. You know, we love having a variety of different guests here on The Day with Trae, because no matter what it is that you are drawn to do, there's some way that you could find it and utilize that to be a part of the solution, as my guests here have shown you today. Y'all know I'm excited to be back with you, and until tomorrow at 11 a.m. Peace.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.